everybody, and welcome back to Revival Health. I'm Lindsay, and on this channel, I'll be sharing education regarding functional medicine, natural living, and more. Today's video topic is top 10 questions to ask your doctor and how to become your own healthcare advocate. The number one thing to realize when choosing a doctor or considering changing doctors or providers is that your doctor works for you. They may be paid by insurance companies, but they need to work for you. It's so crucial that you align with the person who is potentially making your healthcare decisions for the rest of your life. So think of it like an interview. The first question I would ask is, what made you go into this specific branch of medicine, or what made you become a doctor in the first place? You can really get a feel for their heart and for why they ended up in this specific branch of medicine in the first place. And this helps you to get to know them a little bit more personally sometimes. The second question is, what special interests do you have related to my health? This can mean, do you attend any conferences, keep up with any specific journals, or things like that, that would be a special interest to you that also applies to my health. The third question would be, what is the cause of this diagnosis? You need to understand what is happening in your body, and you want them to understand why this is happening to you too. Being an informed patient is critical when you're choosing your own providers. The fourth question is, are there any lifestyle modifications that can help me get better or prevent me from getting worse? If they say no, run. I mean, seriously, I had a doctor one time tell me that it didn't really matter what I ate. I was probably going to end up needing immune suppressing drugs anyway. I had another doctor flat out tell me that leaky gut, a condition that we'll discuss in the future in our gut health series that's coming up soon. She told me that it wasn't real, and it is now extremely well documented and was the cause of many of my symptoms. With almost every diagnosis, there's something that you can do to help yourself. Lifestyle changes, nutrition, sleep, stress management, whatever. There's almost always something you can do to help yourself. The fifth question is, if I do take this medication, how long will I need to be on it? And what will I need to do to get off of it? Now, this might shock your doctor because many people come to the doctor because they're looking for an answer and a pill. It might be shocking to them to hear that you actually do not wish to be on prescriptions for the rest of your life. And it will be helpful to set a parameter and set a guideline of, if I can achieve this lab value, this weight, this marker, or whatever, that you'll be able to stop taking this prescription. Number 6, can I get a second opinion? Now, this one will really show you where their ego is. Remember, you hold the reins and are always free to get counsel from elsewhere. Question number 7, how involved are you with research and staying up to date? Now, I ask this question in particular because statistically, it takes 17 years for research to make it into clinical practice. So if your doctor isn't staying current, you are the one that will suffer. You want to work with a provider who is flexible and a lifelong learner. That is crucial. Number 8, do you work with any other practitioners or clinical staff like nutritionists or health coaches, etc., that can help me achieve my goals? Oftentimes, working with a collaborative practice has better outcomes because patients feel supported from many areas and they're treated as a holistic person. Number 9, if you could practice medicine without any restrictions, what kind of treatments would you incorporate? I hear so often from doctors that they wish they could do this, they would love to do that, whatever the situation is, but they're limited by insurance regulations and often sometimes by the patient's desire. Sometimes your doctor would love to talk to you about lifestyle modifications and changes, but they've gotten so worn out from people just wanting a pill and a prescription that they don't even want to bring it up. So that's a question you might ask. Like, if you could practice the way you want without restriction, what would you do? Question number 10. What labs do you offer? Are you open to ordering alternative labs if I request them specifically? Now, this is kind of a tricky one because I have found in my experience that doctors sometimes are hesitant to order specific labs for a few reasons. Number one, the insurance company is not going to pay for them because they have to follow the set algorithm in this order and they can't skip from A to D. They have to go through A, B, C, and then they can get to D if they need to, whatever the case may be. Also, I have found that many doctors do not wish to order lab work, alternative type lab work, because they do not know how to interpret the results. This is something that, again, I have seen firsthand. I have asked for specific labs and doctors don't know what to do with them. Sometimes they've never even heard of them. And that's not uncommon. As I said, research takes a long time to get into practice, and so they may not be familiar. So take it upon yourself to be educated and informed so you can share with the doctor exactly what it is. They still might sometimes say no because they are not educated on interpreting it, but you may be able to find someone who's open if you present the information to them. And that transitions nicely into the second part of this video, which is how to be your own healthcare advocate. First, ask your doctor all of the questions that we just discussed. Remember, they work for you, and you need to be 100% comfortable with their plans. A lot of people, I think, feel inferior because they feel like, who am I to question my doctor? I didn't go to medical school. I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm not suggesting that you Google all of your symptoms and get into an argument with your doctor. Most doctors really do care, but are very limited on their time and their resources. Become the expert of your own body, of your own symptoms, and of your own diagnosis. Keep a log or journal with symptoms or readings if necessary. Do all that you can to learn about what's going on with you so you can have a productive and informed conversation with your doctor. In this day of information overload, there's no reason why you cannot learn more about what is going on with you. Books, podcasts, articles, you can read the research yourself. It's accessible to you online, and I can tell you how to look at it if you're curious. Second thing I would suggest about how to become your own healthcare advocate is be clear and upfront about what it is you are looking for. Like we said, whether or not you're seeing a traditional doctor or a specialist or a functional medicine provider, you need to know exactly what you want, especially if you're seeing someone in the traditional space, because you're likely going to have very little time and you need to be able to speak up for what you want. The next suggestion I have is to make sure you arrive at your appointment with questions already written out. Do your own homework. Ask for what it is that you want. Talk to trusted family members and friends, etc., and be informed about what is the standard of care and what is happening in other offices and other practices with people who have the same diagnosis as you. And if you've heard of a new option, ask your doctor about it and see what they say. This next suggestion is super important. It's something that I have done for a long time, and that is keep a copy of all of your medical records for yourself. Most of the time now, these are on like a patient portal where you should be able to easily access them or download them, but keep a copy for yourself because it's important for you to be able to look at your results and see how things are trending over time. Don't be afraid to get a second opinion. You don't even have to tell your doctor that you're doing so. You are allowed to do as you wish for yourself. But a caveat to that, I will say, is when you do decide your treatment plans, be open with all of your doctors in your healthcare team so you don't overlap or have conflicting treatments or medications or things like that. These are all questions and things that can be asked of any healthcare provider. You have the right to feel confident in their care. If you are not feeling supported or if you're feeling stuck with your progress, consider seeking functional medicine. They are incredibly invested in your health and wellness and would love to help guide you. Remember, you are a valuable member of your healthcare team, so your opinion matters and your needs need to be met. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing so you can stay connected with more information to help you on your journey to get well. Until next time, everybody, be well and have a great day.